Iran is on the verge of acquiring one of the most dangerous naval weapons in the world. According to multiple sources familiar with the negotiations, Tehran is close to finalizing a deal with China for the CM-302 supersonic anti-ship cruise missile. This is the export version of China's YJ-12, a Mach 3 plus carrier killer that flies low and fast to evade ship defenses and has a range of approximately 290 kilometers. The agreement has been in the works for about 2 years, but accelerated sharply after the June 2025 Iran-Israel conflict and subsequent US strikes on Iranian nuclear facilities. No delivery date has been set, but the deal is now in its final stages. Many are inquiring, why is Iran pursuing these missiles so aggressively? The answer is simple and strategic. The United States has 2 carrier strike groups operating within striking distance of Iran's coast, the USS Abraham Lincoln already on station, and the USS Gerald Ford heading east. Iranian military planners know their current anti-ship arsenal, mostly subsonic or slower missiles, is vulnerable to US naval defenses. The CM-302 changes that equation dramatically. It is designed specifically to penetrate the layered defenses of a carrier battle group, giving Iran a credible ship-killing capability in the confined waters of the Persian Gulf and the Strait of Hormuz, through which 20% of the world's oil passes. This purchase fits perfectly into Iran's long-standing anti-access/area denial (A2/AD) doctrine, making it extremely costly for the US Navy to operate close to Iranian shores. As of now, the talks have reached an advanced stage, with senior Iranian defense officials, including a deputy defense minister, reportedly traveling to China recently to help close the deal. China has been a long-time arms supplier to Iran, but selling a supersonic anti-ship missile of this sophistication marks a significant escalation in Beijing's willingness to challenge US naval dominance. The United States and Israel are closely monitoring the situation, but so far there has been no public comment from Washington on the specific missile deal. Meanwhile, the US continues its own military build-up in the region, with additional fighters, munitions, and support assets flowing in. If this happens, the implications are serious and far-reaching. Militarily, the CM-302 would give Iran a genuine capability to threaten US aircraft carriers and other large surface ships in the Gulf. Even the threat of these missiles would force US naval commanders to operate much farther offshore, reducing the effectiveness of carrier-based air power against Iranian targets. In a crisis, Iran could use them to attempt to close or disrupt the Strait of Hormuz, sending global oil prices skyrocketing within hours. Secondly, this deal further cements the deepening China-Iran-Russia axis. It shows Beijing is willing to supply advanced offensive weapons to Iran, even as the US warns of possible military action. For Israel, it raises the stakes in any future conflict, as these missiles could also be transferred to Hezbollah or the Houthis. Economically, any real prospect of these missiles reaching Iran will keep insurance rates for tankers in the Gulf elevated and add constant upward pressure on global energy prices. One additional point that deserves attention: this is not just about hardware. Supersonic anti-ship missiles represent a shift in the balance of naval warfare. They are relatively cheap compared to the multi-billion-dollar ships they target. If Iran fields them in meaningful numbers, it forces the US Navy to rethink how it projects power in contested littorals, a lesson that will be watched closely by China in the Taiwan Strait and by Russia in the Black Sea and Baltic. The deal is not yet signed, but it is very close. Its completion would mark another significant step in Iran's military modernization and a direct challenge to American naval supremacy in one of the world's most critical waterways.